Why wouldn't I testify for the defense? I want to find Charlie's real killer. I feel 99.9% certain that Tyler Robinson did not shoot Charlie Kirk from a rooftop by himself. How about that? So this is interesting. Sheriff Nate Brooksby has resigned suddenly. He had like a COVID resignation, died suddenly, resigned suddenly. Okay. And that's the Washington County Sheriff. Just to jog your memory here. Nate Brooksby was the guy that initially came out. It was to the Washington County Sheriff's Department that allegedly Tyler had turned himself in, right? He resigned, and now there's an interim sheriff in place, and there's, like I said, they're in the middle of an election, so now they're down to a single candidate. The resignation occurred on Friday, and there has not been a public statement given for this out-of-nowhere resignation. But over the weekend, his name was quietly removed from the sheriff's office website and social media pages, and there was a lot of speculation. And I saw that some people said that there was going to be more information that was coming out. Now, my instinct is that there's going to be some corruption. He's gotten involved in something and he has to quietly resign. Like if you're in the middle of an election, they're usually digging up dirt on you. They may have found something. I am wondering if this might have something to do with Tyler Robinson and the Charlie Kirk case. I don't know for certain, but I'm interested. In a statement that was released by the Washington County Commission, the officials confirmed that he had tendered his resignation on Friday and that he announced his retirement, noting that he had served in law enforcement for more than 30 years. So that's interesting. I do want to jog your memory, though, because I was sitting here going, one of the biggest lies that makes me so angry that people keep repeating, and there is no truth to this, is that Tyler Robinson's dad handed him in, that Tyler Robinson confessed to the crime. And there's not a shred of proof to this. First and foremost, it does not pass the common sense test, okay? Common sense. If I say that I am guilty of something and I turn myself in and I say I did it, the first thing they make you do at any police station is sign a statement. That is your confession. I did this. I am guilty. Signed Tyler Robinson. And then you hand that in, and there we go. We got it. Has anybody watched like the first 48? Anybody used to watch like TLC shows? Get educated. Okay, this is how it goes down at police stations. You're guilty. You sign a statement. And the same would be true, by the way, if his father had handed him in. Okay, that would be a witness statement. You would say, I saw so-and-so, whatever, and this is my statement. None of this has been presented as evidence. Instead, I was going, where did this idea come from that he had signaled that he was guilty? And I thought, was it Sheriff Brooksby? Because I told you that I had a source that was very close to Tyler Robinson's family. And the story goes that Tyler Robinson repeatedly said that he was not guilty, that he was surprised when he was confronted by the family friend, who we know is Mike Mitchell, who used to work for the sheriff's department, but Tyler Robinson knows him because he was his Boy Scouts coach or whatever. I don't know how Boy Scouts work, his Boy Scouts leader or whatever. And so he was the one that said to him, they have your prints on a gun and like, it's going to be easier this way. And he went to his house and said, two options here. They're going to burst through the door. You're going to get the SWAT team. You're going to have guns to the faces of you, your mother, your father, or you're going to go and peacefully see what they have. And he's like, I didn't do it. Those are your options, bud. And that is the reason that Tyler Robinson went to the police station. And miraculously, we have no footage of that day. And I think the reason why they're saying there's no footage is because there's this narrative that he turned himself in and that his father thought he was guilty. It's a lie. It is a lie. Shame on people that are repeating this lie and trying to establish a patsy in this case. I am at the point that with all of the proof that I have, the people that I have spoken to that were intimately involved in this case, I would willfully sit on the defense side and say, this person told me that the feds planted the gun. This person told me that the bomb dogs couldn't find it. How can you sit back and pretend that you are like a friend of Charlie Kirk because you're trying to get a patsy put into prison? Like, you guys are completely monstrous and pretending that you're on the side of morality. Like I said, I have recorded and documented every piece of this case. I have been meticulous about this. There is an overwhelming, they love to use that word, there was an overwhelming amount of evidence that the feds set this kid up as a patsy. Okay? everyone in the town, all the local sheriff departments, the SWAT team, they believe that the feds came in and they started lying and they were sending people on wild goose chase and they, said the gun was here and they said it was over there. There was no gun. They didn't want the bomb dogs to go into certain places. Like I said, I am not getting this information from people that do not have the credibility to assert that. That's how I got the pictures inside of the car. Okay, I'm speaking to people with firsthand intimate knowledge, and they all believe that the feds set this up. So how are there people out there saying otherwise? Why wouldn't I testify for the defense? I want to find Charlie's real killer. I don't want to find some random kid that they're sticking this on. It's not Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson did not do this alone. I feel the opposite of how Erica Kirk felt sitting next to Barry Weiss. With everything I have collected, I feel the exact opposite as Charlie Kirk's wife. I feel almost certain that Tyler Robinson did not shoot. I would say I feel 99.9% certain that Tyler Robinson did not shoot Charlie Kirk from a rooftop by himself. How about that? I'm going to say 0.1% because I don't know. You just should never say 100% unless you're, Erica Kirk's lawyers. 100%, we'll get him. We're just going to go on vibes. No, you're going on corruption, not vibes. What she feels 100% certain about, confident about, is that there is a bunch of people who will lie for her. She's got a police force behind her. She's got 33 behind her. She's got the White House, Scott Bessent, that'll publish letters saying that they're so upstanding and so moral, right? That's what she feels 100% certain of, is that she's connected to the billionaire class of Epstein-type people who lie about everything. Me, I follow the facts, and Tyler Robinson did not do this. He's not a lone gunman on a rooftop, okay? So I challenge you. I challenge any person, like I've done over and over again, if you feel so 100% overwhelmed by the evidence that Tyler Robinson did this, please come sit in this studio and debate me. I need someone to debate on this. Because the best you have is, well, Kash Patel said 33, and Governor Cox, who had nothing to do with the arrest or I should just say they just apprehended him, of Tyler Robinson. He had nothing to do with it. He did a press conference. In fact, Sheriff Brooksby, who just resigned, actually tells the truth about how Tyler Robinson was turned in. Listen to the words he is saying. He is saying what I have told you. Basically, that this Mike Mitchell guy came in, there was pressure, and Tyler Robinson then agreed to go into the police station because he didn't want to be shot and murdered by SWAT teams. Take a listen to Sheriff Brooksby.
At exactly 8:02 on the 11th, I received a call from a friend of mine who happens to be a retired detective that worked for me for many years. I didn't put that out there initially. I wanted to protect that individual as much as possible. Unfortunately, in the court documents, which is standard, he was referenced as a retired Washington County deputy. So I didn't put that out there. It was in the court docs. I was trying to protect even that information and just saying retired law enforcement in general. So I get a call from my friend, and his said, "Hey, how you doing?" Good. And it's not, he's been retired a few years. We'll call each other. It's not unusual for me to get a call from him or vice versa. And at 8:02 p.m., he calls me. Hey, I can tell his voice is kind of shaky. So my first thought is, who died? Like who's he going to tell me that died? And then I couldn't fathom what actually came out of his mouth. So he said, "Hey, I know who Charlie Kirk shooter is. I know the family through religious association, and he's in Washington County now, and we're working on trying to get him to come in voluntarily." During that phone call, some information was provided about Tyler potentially having some suicidal ideations, was en route to a remote area of Washington County. The parents convinced him not to do that, and conveyed that they would stand by him and help him surrender peacefully.
Oh, okay. So that's the version of what I heard, and that makes the single most crucial person, and by the way, flies in the face of the fact he later on says he went in because he didn't want to get shot and have the SWAT team at his house. So if he had suicide ideation, why would Mike Mitchell tell you that? The single most important person, this is Mike Mitchell. Who is Mike Mitchell? Who is Mike Mitchell? The best I could tell, it seems like he was working undercover, like child porn type crimes on the internet, which is kind of a theme in this story. Who is Mike Mitchell? Who is the Boy Scout leader, Mike Mitchell? I have questions about him. Because I think and I'm putting this out here, I'm speculating here, I don't have proof of this, I think he was working with the feds on trying to get Tyler and putting this on Tyler. I believe that Mike Mitchell was the one who went there. He knew who Tyler was. He went there and coaxed him into going. His father, by the way, never, ever, ever said his son did this. I have had communications with people. I've told you this from the beginning. My sources are solid. He does not believe that the person looks like his son that is coming up the staircase. By the way, we, the public, agree with that. It's not like his dad's got special eyes. The picture looks nothing like Tyler Robinson coming up the staircase. It looks actually a lot more like Robbie Hild coming up the staircase. And they say, he recognized him on this. Where did we hear all of this from? Who told us this? Who came up with all of these narratives that are in the press? The feds, the same people, the SWAT team, the local police are all saying the feds are behind this. Kash Patel, delayed. We got him. It was the Qureshi person. We got him. Making people stop looking, sending everybody on wild goose hunts. Kash Patel is central in delaying everything that happened on that day. You have now Joe Kent telling you that he stopped him from investigating things internationally. For what reason? Why is Turning Point not outraged about that? Why are they instead upset with Joe Kent? Why are they not angry at Kash Patel? Why are they hosting Kash Patel on the Charlie Kirk show and angry at Joe Kent? Do I live in upside down world, or are all of these people guilty? I'm going to go with the latter. All of these people are guilty and working together is what it seems to be to me and the much more rational public. I get it. 33's got a lot of money, so you're going to get the stupid influencers out there trying to make you subscribe to idiocracy. But remember that one press conference where they were all performative and saying 33 and we got them? Yeah, that was Governor Cox. And like I said, he is the one that seeded the public with this lie, this repeated lie. He had no access to Tyler Robinson. He was not there the night that he was apprehended. He is not going to say what Sheriff Brooksby, who he's Washington County Police, right? He's the Washington County Sheriff. He's not going to say what he says. He's the one that puts on the performance with Kash and says he turned himself in and he confessed to the crime after 33 hours. That's where this got started. Governor Cox is a bad man. I'm telling you that right now. Governor Cox is a very bad man. And I believe that he is also complicit in telling lies about how Tyler Robinson was apprehended. Take a listen to what Governor Cox said.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI.
Yeah. And to the left of him, who's that? That's a Fed, right? The one who just got the job. It's a Fed. And then you got that sheriff guy who also acts or whatever, or is in some show, maybe some reality show. It's like everything about that picture is wrong. Governor Cox is a problem. And when I went back and looked at what Nate Brooksby said, he was honest in his delivery about how things came together, that Tyler was under pressure. He also, when he gets later on in the story about how he turned himself over, never says that he signed a statement, never says that he said he was guilty, never said that his dad said he was guilty. He said that Mike Mitchell told him his dad recognized him. But we got to talk to Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell is now speaking on behalf of Matt Robinson. Did Mike Mitchell sign a statement at the police station? Mike Mitchell is a suspicious individual. We need more information about Mike Mitchell. He was trying to cover him immediately. I didn't want to say his name. No, say his name. He should be sitting trial. We should be able to see him. People should be able to ask him questions. The defense and the offense, right? I mean, let's roll the clip of him saying like when he came into the police station or whatever we have left of Nate Brooksby.
Within the hour, my friend drove Tyler and his parents to my office, where he was greeted by plainclothes detectives. So that was part of the deal. Is Tyler knew it was just inevitable with all the law enforcement pressure that his picture in the news, the gun on the news. He knew it was inevitable that he would be caught. He was fearful of a SWAT team hit on his house, or he was fearful of being shot by law enforcement. So part of the negotiation and getting him to bring himself in was that we would treat it as delicate and as soft as possible to make him feel comfortable to where he would show up at my office, and that's exactly what happened.
There you go. Doesn't sound like a person that's guilty. You don't have to make a deal with someone that's guilty and pressure, over-mounting pressure to get him to come in. And so I just wanted to point that out, that we need to go back to the beginning and realize who were the actors that put on the performance, that handed out these talking points. And then they say, oh, the messages. Has Tyler said that those were his messages? Has Tyler confirmed that that he authored those messages? Has Tyler been arraigned yet? Has Tyler entered in a plea? So who are all these frauds out here telling you he's guilty, that the evidence is overwhelming? I'll tell you who they are. They're people that have betrayed Charlie. They betrayed his legacy. They betrayed what he believed in. And they're doing it for money. Let's just be frank. They're all doing it for money.